This is Dolany TV, and ladies and gentlemen, if you are seeing this, this means that yes indeed, after an off day yesterday, due to a lack of internet, because the guys doing construction work down the street chopped the main line coming into town, well, ladies and gentlemen, they fixed it this morning, meaning here we go, we've got ourselves some internet, and we're going to get talking all about something here that your guy right here seems to maybe have known something, had a feeling about something when it comes to Anton Burdasov. Remember back in whenever it was, we discussed Anton Burdasov being reportedly the Oilers reportedly being interested in Anton Burdasov. And now all of a sudden, a couple of weeks later, training camps come. We're like, damn, are we ever going to see any PTOs? I wonder. We should expect one or two. It is an NHL training camp, and what's an NHL training camp without PTOs, right? That was the theory anyway, but nothing. And then all of a sudden, ladies and gentlemen, today, we get ourselves our first PTO of the Oilers training camp in none other than the man himself, Mr. Anton Burdasov. Burdasov, a winger out of the KHL, who's played top 6 minutes for, past few years at least of his career, as far as I understand it. That by no means I'm saying he slots in our top 6, so don't get me mistaken there. Obviously, there are guys who say that, but I'm not buying into it. It's all about that roster competition at the end of the day, and that's exactly what this Anton Burdasov thing does. What I mentioned in my video, I believe many of you have actually gone and watched it today, which actually blew me away. I didn't realize I was able to keep it up there charting that much that when the news actually breaks that you guys would be able to find it. But with that said, what I mean in my video was I kind of said that he might go on a PTO somewhere or here and then go somewhere else. And that's kind of, Ken Holland had a press conference, media scrum, whatever. I always mess that up too. Guys, I don't know why you trust me. I really don't. I don't know why I trust myself. All kidding aside, the thing is, we talk about the PTO kind of exploration topic, right? Like I said, he has options elsewhere most likely. It was down to 3 teams at the time. I'll just read you the Igor Oronko tweet again. Hearing that Anton Burdasov is in talks with 3 teams. As far as I'm concerned, one of them was Edmonton. And then that would be the best destination for him. He would be on top 6 and he could use the big shot he has with the supply of playmakers the Oilers have. And they have enough. Bang. Okay, so that's the tweet for Igor Oronko. And, okay, so nothing out of the norm there. It's all kind of confirmed now. What I said is it wasn't going to be a contract. It was going to be a PTO. But I felt it was going to be a PTO somewhere else. And then the Oilers might sign him or vice versa. And that's kind of the situation we find ourselves in with this Anton Burdasov thing now, is the fact that he's on a PTO in Edmonton. There's 28 forwards in main camp as it sits. We'll get to the subtractions today in another video later on, but you see where I'm going with that, right? The Oilers are dialing down camp, but they just bumped camp up by 1 today, and that makes it really interesting because now you've got to decide between 28 guys up front for 14 spots, and realistically I see probably about 24 to 25 of those guys having a shot at competing for it. Obviously, Anthony Peluso, I didn't see his name mentioned in going back to the minors, so I don't know what the case is there, but you get what I'm looking at, right? There's a lot of options the Oilers have, and now they have one more, and that's Anton Burdasov. So the key with Anton Burdasov is he's going to practice today, tomorrow, so he won't be in against the Canucks, most likely. That just seems to be the message from both Dave Tippett and from Mr. Ken Holland. So the GM and the coach saying, oh my goodness, how do I Burdasov? Guys, ladies and gentlemen, my goodness. Ooh, crank back, and sleep a little longer this morning, I guess. But Burdasov won't be in the game against the Vancouver on Thursday. He'll play more than likely Friday against Calgary. So that you see that, okay. So he gets 2-3 days to get it going, and then he gets to play against Calgary on Friday or the game after that, and we'll find out which one it is right away here, right? Obviously, Friday's not that far. The preseason wasn't that far, September 1st, and suddenly we're 2 games in. So it is what it is. But the other addition to this that I kind of have to go out on a limb and say about this is the simple fact that Burdasov has been in the works for 2 to 3 days, right? Basically, Ken Holland said, yeah, we're bringing him over. He decided he wants to come over on a PTO, this via Dave Tippett, but the key was getting the visa. So, you know what? Yeah, if you were complaining off the top, like I said, about the PTO's lack thereof, it was a visa issue 2 to 3 days, and I am very, very damn well impressed that, you know what, honestly, for a guy that trolls Oilers Twitter way too much, more than I probably should, that I didn't find anything out about the visa issue or possibly bringing him over a day or two earlier. It might have been out there. I might have missed it. That's my bad. But we now know that it's confirmed. It's official. He's skated on the ice with the second unit. And we've got ourselves a new player in the mix at training camp on a PTO in Anton Burdasov. Now, obviously, fine and dandy. I've talked for 5 minutes, 50 seconds about Anton Burdasov. But the news today also concludes what we need to know about Connor McDavid this week. And that news would be the simple fact that it's up to the doctors to clear him. And if they clear him and say he's good to go for preseason action, then the Oilers will use him in preseason action. Connor probably wants to play in preseason action. I think that's kind of the clear indication all the way around from the Oilers, from Connor McDavid, and from everybody. But the key here is, of course, keeping that knee as healthy as it can be to start the season, to manage the chance of injury again. Guys, my words are all confused. I've had a crap, miserable day. Talking about Connor McDavid not making it any better because we still are kind of sitting up there in La La Land about what's going to happen come opening night, because Ken Holland's pretty optimistic that Connor McDavid will start opening night for the Oilers. But that, again, leaves us to conclude the fact that maybe not. Ken Holland is warning us with a little grain of salt there that the Oilers aren't going to have Connor McDavid open the week October 2nd against the Vancouver Canucks. But guys, oh my goodness, I just hope and pray we do, because honestly, if this Oilers team wants to have a shot at the playoffs this year, we have to have everybody playing at 110%. And the odd part about that is, yes, Connor and Leon last year played at about 125%, but now we have to have them playing even better in a team-oriented fashion rather than stats-oriented, which was what last year became about. But of course, that all starts with the health of Connor McDavid. So if you get him into a preseason game, I think we're all going to get that big sigh of relief, get that whole kind of sense of, it's not that bad, okay? We don't need to panic. We're good. He'll start opening night. We're fine. Let's get some Oilers hockey in us. But if he doesn't play in the preseason, which I guess a week ago it said he would not play in the preseason, is what the words out of Ken Holland's mouth are. And now all of a sudden things have changed to kind of wrap up and conclude that the doctor's clearance is going to be the key here for Connor McDavid. Guys, oh my goodness, that is the map that we are trying to survey right now, right? Try to find where the treasure is on Connor McDavid playing a hockey game in the 2019-2020 season. And, I mean, this misdirection that we keep getting thrown around, I like that Ken Holland's kind of put it on a specific target now. It's not just, oh, I think this, Tip thinks this, that kind of deal. No, it's not that anymore. Now it's clear that it's up to the doctors. They're going to let the medical staff do their job. Once he's cleared, then it's up to him, the coaching staff, and of course Ken Holland in the GM chair to kind of decide where Mr. Connor McDavid falls in the Oilers' plans for the preseason, or to open the season, or the first week of the season, the second week of the season, the NHL season, the playoffs, what have you. It kind of all works from there and out. So guys, again, no real news on Connor McDavid, but now the possibility is there. The window's been open that he could play in the preseason, so we'll find out from there what ends up happening. To recap, Anton Burdasov, a PTO. That's, again, I've already talked all about my thoughts on that. I don't need to get into it. We just kind of recapped it. He's now here. Visa issues, we are good. Now the key with Connor McDavid, hopefully he plays a preseason game. We'd all like to see him, but again, it's a meaningless game, and I don't think we want to see him re-injure himself in the preseason. We'd at least like to see him score a goal or two on the NHL ledger before he gets injured, right? All those words in conjunction, I don't know. Guys, I'm Tyson, this is Stolen TV. What I want you to do is get at me in the comment section down below. I'm going to try and take my time tonight to reply and get that going. I think I got everything taken care of. I need to go eat. I need to get some water in me. And we need to get that prospects being sent down to Bakersfield, the AHL guys, taken care of. I am up on, as always, out of here. If I can find out where my mouse is. Holy crap, lag on the computer, ladies and gentlemen. I'm out.